guys, good day to you all. This is GO's review channel. We are going into Lizzy Gold TV video titled Their Surprise, featuring Lizzy Gold herself and Regina Daniels. In this video, we could see what happened. That is what transpired between these key actors at the beginning. As in, this lady of an affluent status was driving, while the other lady from a poor background was coming on a motorbike, and they had a sort of collision. So there was a scratch on the car, and when the boat alighted, that is the affluent girl from the car, then the poor lady selling palm wine alighted from a motorbike. Although she had a little injury, but couldn't look on that because she was poor. And the rich girl just started, shouting at her, accusing her of causing the accident without knowing that, she's supposed to apologize, or rather both of them apologize to each other. You are the one in a car, for crying out loud. That affluent girl supposed to apologize, but instead she twisted it because of her, because of money, she just twisted it. After that first interaction, she then went back, bringing the police to come arrest the poor palm wine seller, from her shop. It happened that way. This rich girl reached home. She relayed what happened to her dad, and dad was so womanly, as in caring and empathetic. I said, why would you do that? Why calling on the cops on such a person to go and arrest? You ought to be empathetic, towards her. But that was the way she grew up, and the dad, as she left, she traveled out. Now the dad has to now follow up to go and get the release of the poor palm wine seller lady from the police cell. Now from right there and then, he developed interest in her. He gave her money, apologized to her, went back to her, and even told her that your palm wine, I want you to, personally bring it to the city, supply it to him. And ever since has been appreciative of her. It continues that way, that he now had interest, in getting married to her. And that was what the rich man did, without the rich girl being around. So when she now eventually came back from her trip, she got to know that it was the accidental, poor wine seller that they had a clash with, as in that accident, that is now a dad's, wife, as she just vehemently denied and refused acknowledging her as a stepmom or dad's wife, because she doesn't have a mother again. She was being raised by a single dad since her mother died. She's been living with her dad, sort of, you can say a spoiled child, Children from affluent homes, rich homes do behave that way, but not all. Few of them, they have that humbleness, kind nature, But this one shows, that she's really a spoiled brat. This continues as in that interaction, the second interaction, as in now that the poor palm wine lady now became her dad's wife. She left the house in anger, drove out, and now added the greatest, incidents of her life. She had an accident. She hit a boy, and the boy eventually died. And one of the onlookers, has to follow up, and that the mom wants a settlement. Everything has to now, get to the hearing of the stepmom at home. That is the poor palm wine seller that has now become the dad's wife. She now, the dad's, that is the stepmom, now took advantage of this, to be able to humble this rich girl, to humble her by making her to do most of the house chores at home, do virtually everything that involves, cleaning, making the laundry, cooking, washing the dish, everything. That the dad was even suspecting that what could have happened, without knowing that they have some secretive, things among them. She doesn't want her dad to know about what happened, that as in she has killed someone. This continued to the extent that the stepmom has to make her, to be washing dad's car, all the cars. And if a rich man speaking that is not used to, all this strenuous work, that's as in she now got seriously angry. She now followed up. She searched the stepmom's things and got an information that she could use against the stepmom. So this now led her to inquire from the medical doctor that the information she's gotten from her things, as in she doesn't have a womb, and this she now used to hold her, to challenge and to hold her, to make her to work for her the way she has treated her. This is what we call maltreatment, So the dad was even surprised that, why now, my love, why are you doing all these chores, virtually everything? She now said because she loved her stepdaughter. That's why. They hide all this, but eventually at the end, as the man has been suspected, he now is dropped, to their conversation, and came to limelight and talked to them. that he has had all their discussion. So why have they been hiding these things? This put the both sides to their place. That just left them, now face them. You killed someone's child and had to pay 20 M for it, and upon that you are not even sober. Huh? Why? How could you keep this kind, criminal act for such a long period without telling the dad? That one makes the dad to just be on his own. Conscience will definitely come out. And the stepmom also with her own situation that she doesn't have womb. So all this was the end, and eventually they all come to the realization that it's good to open up, to share things like this, not to keep secret as such. So at the end, the dad, as the stepdaughter came to the dad and told the dad that she too could not live without the stepmom, as in the stepmom has left the house. So that both of them now went to meet the stepmom in a ghetto place, there, and then they now came back together. They had to forgive and to know that in a family you don't need to have anything secretive. You need to come out and have the spirit of forgiving, as well as remembering the past good old times, and let love overshadow all. So you want to watch this film, you need to go in and watch the video proper. So I implore you to like, share and comment on this video. Thank you. You could see also that eventually the stepmom, as they approach the doctor to know what they could do, for the dad to have children, they had to now consult, the doctor, and the doctor advised them they need to do surrogate. So the stepmom now decided to bring our best friend in. She was to be the surrogate mother. So they had to collect, the egg from the stepmom, and from that, for the doctor to do the right thing, and she carried the pregnancy till the period she was, in labor. That ends the story. Thanks.